All right, here's the deal. We got a boat to work on. We got some electrical stuff to deal with. So we're gonna jump into that. It's over at my buddy's house. So let's get the old 350 started. I already had her running, so she's not cold. An old G20. Hell yeah, we're gonna head over there. We'll start working on that boat. All right, I'm here. I don't know where the hell this kid is. Maybe I just gotta put her on the chip, get him out here, you know? Maybe that'll get him. Where is he? Oh, it worked. This is what we're installing. This fucking dash here. It's going in place of this dusted ass dash. We cutting that thing out, or are we just mounting this on it?
Mounting it on it.
All right, I guess we're not painting it. Speedometer. All right, so we got all the electrical bullshit we could ever need right here. The dash right there. He doesn't want to paint it. We're just gonna install it on there. Now, last time we were out here, I ate a hot ass chip, and it ended up something kind of like this.
You find hot sauce? Ah, it's so hot. Ah. It's like that Tabasco crap. It's like that Tabasco crap.
How do you feel right now?
I feel like I drank lava.
So we're gonna try not to do that this time. That was disgusting. We're gonna focus more on doing electrical and fabrication. So let's get it. All right, so here's what we're dealing with. An absolute rat's nest of wires. So we got to turn all this into all this. All right, we're just gonna leave that in there. You got what?
Wires right here for it. The trim.
So there should be a power and then a control, I guess.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yep.
All right, well, let's hop up in there and we'll trace that back.
This one and this one.
These two?
Yep.
Grab a zip tie and just zip tie these real quick. Do you want to grab your tester? Then we can hook up a capacitance or an ohms reading. Trace them up front here. All right, so the trim, those lines come up here. We got a big coil that leads right here. On the other end of the small one, it's not so hot. So that's gonna have to be reran and figured out. We'll go from there. All right, we're giving her some power. You know the rules, Ryan. Positive to negative, negative to positive. I'm not kidding, don't hook it up wrong. What'd you do? Maybe if you didn't buy Dollar General fucking jumper cables.
Gone backwards.
No, it's positive to negative, negative to positive. I told you that.
Okay.
Come on, Ryan, listen up. Yeah, let's get them connected in here. Remember, negative to positive, positive to negative. You better have hooked this shit up right. Or tied it together right, you know?
Yeah.
If it blows up, it's your fault. All right, go hit a trim switch. See what happens. Hey, that one works.
Yep.
Hit the front one. What'd you do, up? Yeah, that works. Nothing? No, it's not doing anything back here. All right, well, we got this one working, so I like your idea. Trim, we're gonna leave the same. Are you adding in like another switch on the dash for trim, or you're just leaving it in the handle?
Leaving it in the handle.
All right, we'll leave that there. Well, I guess if we're just gonna do it one at a time, we can take the trim switch now, the wires for the trim switch from this, if we can find them, probably just use a tester and figure it out, and run that trim switch lead right now. That way that one's finished.
Yep.
Then we don't have to worry about it later.
Okay.
All right, let's do that. Let's get this shit unhooked. Jesus! All right, we're all right. So we're gonna wake you up. All right, we got the dash in there. Dash is in. We just got, what was this, Ryan? The pump? Bilge pump?
Yep.
We got the bilge pump. We're gonna throw that on a switch. Everything's powered off right now. But yeah, we got this hooked up. This displays voltage. These lights come on. That's all wired up on the underneath. We just got this fucking rat's nest that this motherfucker had to buy under here to figure out. And yeah, we're gonna throw these on there so that we don't lose track of where those go. And then we're gonna come back on another day. We're gonna put in this battery disconnect switch that's going back there by the batteries. We just found the lines that run up here to the trolling motor, also the feet finder. And then we're gonna get a couple batteries for the back there, and we should be all set. All right, here's what we got so far. We got the voltage being displayed there, but it's LED, so you can't fucking tell. These lights work. There's one wire on the back that I have to connect to get them to light up, you know, while they're not activated. For now, we just temporarily got jumper cables on there so we can make sure everything works. But back there is the bilge pump, so if I push the bilge pump switch, I don't know if you heard that, but that turns on the bilge pump. The trim up and down, that works. We're getting all the wiring finished for the trolling motor. The front trim switch works as well. We got that rewired. Everything coming back here is all good. Looks like a rat's nest right now, but we're working it out here. We're gonna leave these wires kind of long. That way we can take them, kind of tuck them up in the corners up in here. Kind of get them out of the way. And yeah, I think if we cut them short, then they're kind of just gonna be in the way. So we'll leave it long. This whole panel here is gonna get siliconed behind it. That way there's not water coming down in there. I mean, I know it's a boat, but still would be better than nothing. We just got a few other odds and ends we gotta put in there. Timer, so we don't kill the fucking fish. And then, yeah, we should be all good. But yeah, that's the update. Everything's working good. We're gonna be back next time, and we will hopefully finish this boat up the next time you see it. Day 2 back at the boat. Got all this electrical bullshit going on down here. Ryan, what the fuck is this?
I took it off.
Jesus. Well, it's his boat anyway, so.
You gotta take it off anyways.
He just wants it to be a piece of shit, I guess. We got this here. This is gonna be our ground cable. Put 2 on there just so we got enough gauge there. And yeah, so we're gonna run all of, where did it go? This right here is gonna connect to that. This is gonna connect to that switch. Then we're gonna have on the other end of this, we got one of these, which already has solder in there. Just gotta heat it up with that stupid little thing because his propane torch doesn't work. We gotta hook that up, get that set on there, and then we'll be able to hook it to a battery, which he also didn't fucking buy. So we're just gonna go from there, finish this up, and see what we can do. Open that shit up one time. Hell yeah. You could swim in there.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Alright, quick change of plans. Instead of using this for that, we're gonna go use the shop torch. Probably get it done a lot quicker. There's already solder in there, so it shouldn't be too bad. Just gotta get that on there. This will be our negative battery cable. Jesus! Bro likes to light it fucking hot. Alright, now remember, Rendathal, we don't have to cut through the fucking thing. It's already got flux in there. Right, there we go. We got it on there. It's kind of a hassle. We put more solder in there. Papa Rendathal said that he didn't have solder, but we found it. We found that shit. You know he's pissed. You come in, I know there's 3 inches of my solder missing. I'll answer your question like this. So this is for the ground. So ground is switched. Switch is gonna go right here. Ground from everything from the boat, which is all of those, or the grounds, are going to run to one side of the switch. The other side of the switch is going to have this, which is going to go to the battery. And all the positives are just going to go straight to the battery. Reason for that, we don't want to run all of that amperage, all of that voltage through the switch, so we just run the ground through the switch. Yeah, I don't think it'll go through because you drilled it with your fucking eyes closed. We're putting these screws through here. Holes aren't even lined up, and it had a back plate on it specifically for lining up the holes that somebody didn't use.
Should've.
We just got one more. Put the camera in there, see if it's even close.
You know what?
What? What? Oh, shoot! Went straight through the same hole.
What the frick? There we go.
What do you mean, there we go? I don't see anything. Oh. There she is. We have penetration.
We have penetration.
Ryan says today, are we gonna get that boat done today? And then I show up and he doesn't have a battery. He doesn't have solder. Doesn't have anything we fucking need. And we get the torch out. Torch doesn't work. Yeah, Ryan, we're really getting this boat done today for sure. Fill your truck the rest of the way up with fuel if you drink some of that.
No.
Why not?
Hell no.
Not too bad. There's some floaters in there.
I get Corona.
Corona? Who calls them that? What the fuck? Bro would get a beer from drinking that. What?
Take these off because these aren't even...
That's golden. That looks great.
Yeah.
I think this connection's perfect too.
And this one.
This place is a rat's nest. Look up here. Jesus. All right. Well, let's. I'm gonna start working on all this. If you want to cut that out and just put a crimp connector in there.
Yep.
Cut that out. Put a crimp connector in there.
Cut these off. Put a crimp connector.
Yeah, one of the shrinking ones.
Yep.
I'll get up on the tripod and set this up. Just spark test one time. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Remember, black to red, red to black. You don't want to fry your own boat. That'd suck. All right, now we got nothing up there, so click your power switch. Oh shit, she's working. So that's on. And then we had this switch here, which was, yep, that turned on, right?
Yep.
We got 12 volts on there. Turn it back off. Hell yeah. All right, so we're all good there. All right, show me what you're working on.
I got a battery tray right here.
All right, so you're throwing in the battery tray and I'm gonna tackle this. You know, we could trade jobs.
Okay.
All right, let's see what the hell we can do here. Yeah, this is what we need right here. This is gonna clean up the foam a little bit. So, this is our fuse block. Underneath here, we got the old fuse block right there. So, yeah, we're gonna move everything over to the new fuse block. Figure out where Rindathal wants that. Put this in there. That'll be much nicer. We got these fuses instead of the glass fuses. And yeah, we can run pretty much everything off of that. I think there's 6 on there, 6 on there, so that should be enough. All right, here's what we're working with. Got this fuse block up in here. Need to pop this shit off of there. Come on. All right, we got those out of there. Got 2 Phillips screws here. I think that's all that's holding it. Get a screwdriver up here, yank those off. I do got a tool on here I could probably use. I don't think Rindathal will care if we just All right, well, we got the fuse block in there. That's all mounted and wired up. Yeah, get there, hook up our lines. This is our old fuse block right there. We just got to figure out where each thing goes and connect it on there. Changed out the connectors here so that they have fresh connectors, fresh connections. Yeah, it's pretty good. All right, I forget to record everything. We're back here at the back of the boat now. There was a huge coil of wire right here. It looked like this. Those lines come up here. We got a big coil that leads right here. And now we pulled it out. Got it a lot shorter so that mess is not in there. We're gonna hook it back up. So let's set up the frickin' tripod.
Is it red or white? Goes up here. What the fuck?
What'd you do, Ryan?
Might have vacuumed up a piece. Oh, great.
Yeah, good luck with that. Idiot fucking vacuumed up a piece of wire he needed.
Who designed this shit?
Well, they didn't expect you to be digging back through the bag.
Where's my phone?
Do you know what piece it was connecting?
Oh, no, it doesn't have anything on it. Oh, we're good.
You just ripped apart my vacuum for no reason then?
Yeah.
Alrighty, that's the end of day 2. Everything's in here right now, but battery switch is hooked up. All the connections are fixed. We got that big roll of wire out of there. Got this rewired, so that's all set up. Some of these wires through here, we got those, tied up so they look a little bit better. Trim works, voltage works, bilge pump works. Got that fuse panel in there that we're gonna have to hook up. And we started doing some of these newer connectors, because the old connectors were I don't have one right here to show you, but they were a little worse for wear. So we're putting all new connectors in it. Next, we got to figure out about the lights and stuff. So that's making sure these ports work, making sure they have power to them. Up here, we got this taken apart because we were working on the trim switch up here, but that works now as well. Everything's set up for the trolling motor. That runs all the way back to the other side where another battery goes in. This was set up with 3 batteries. So we'll have to look into seeing if we got to use 3 batteries still or if we can just use 2. There was one over there for the trolling motor, and then a couple over here, or 2 over there for that, and then 1 over here to run the rest of the boat and stuff. But yeah, get that stuff set up, get him to get a battery, make sure the ignition works, get this thing started. Ryan, what did you do?
That was all you.
You stupid ass.
Yeah, okay. There's shit where it's not supposed to be.
Would you hurry up?
Oh, I'm trying.
Oh, there's a whole bunch under that Irwin case.